The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown. The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
All right. Hey, good evening, everyone. And welcome to the South Florida Live podcast. Listen, I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. And as we always start out saying, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Listen, come on in, everyone. This is going to be an evening of all evening. Tonight is tonight. So come on in. Make sure that you tag someone. Make sure you share with this someone, if you will. Hey, listen. Hope everyone have peace, a wonderful day. Hope everyone's experienced peace and blessings on today. Hope everyone had a productive day on today. Either you were home or you at work. I know the rain was coming down, but you still should have had a wonderful day in spite of. Yes. So. Hey, listen, let's do this. Come on. Let's do this. Come on. If you will, come on in. And once again, like and share wherever you are, however, where you're viewing us from. I need you to please like, share, and make a comment. Let me know you're there. Say good evening to me in the comment section, if you will. Those that are viewing by YouTube, let me know you're there. If it's your first time viewing with us and being with us on YouTube, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. Would you do that for me? And once you do that, go ahead and click on notifications and click on all. That way you'll get notified every time we go live. If you would do that for me, okay? If you don't know, if you're watching by Facebook, I need you to tag a few people and let someone know that the South Florida Live podcast is on and we are live and we are ready to go. Tonight is going to be a real powerful show on tonight. You don't want to miss it. Nice episode on tonight. You do not want to miss tonight. Tonight is tonight. Hey, listen. We're going to deal with some relationship goals, y'all. Yes. And I got some folks on, some guests on, that's going to be, they're going to bring it. They will bring it. And, no Bob's hole. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have the conversation on tonight. All right? Okay? Hey, listen, once again, let's do this. Come on in. Those that are viewing, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Once again, thank you for making a comment. Hey, Ms. Roundtree, God bless you. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Go ahead and tag someone if you will. Go ahead and tag someone. Unique, God bless you. Peace and blessings. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. Come on and tag. Come on and share. Tonight's episode on tonight is gonna be marvelous. It's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be uplifting, and I guarantee it's gonna be informative. So you don't want to miss it. Okay, tonight you don't want to miss it. Come on in. Come on, join us tonight. Those that are coming on, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Please do me a favor, like, share, and give me a comment. Like, share, and comment, okay? Those that are viewing by Facebook, on the Facebook page, go ahead and tag at least 10 people. They don't want to miss this. If you know a married couple, okay? Tonight is going to be for marriage couples, all marriage couples, and we're going to talk singles too. We're going to throw the singles in there. So all single men, all single women, you need to be a part of this episode on tonight, okay? Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You would thank me later. You're going to thank me later. So come on in. Come on in. Ms. Jackson, God bless you. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Jackson, go ahead and tag some people for us and let them know that we're on. Text some folks. Let them know that they don't want to miss tonight. They need to tune in. All right. All right, listen. Hey, we gonna get started. Y'all know I've been telling you that we've been doing this. I'm gonna do it every time we come on. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, Ms. Donaldson. God bless you. Peace and blessing. Thank you for joining us on this evening. Go ahead and tag someone if you would. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I said I'm gonna do it. I told some of the senators and representatives that I'll be doing it. My voice is what it is. But I'm going to continue to talk about voting, how important it is, and where we are right now. And your governor has put out the map. Yes, he has. He's put out the map, signed, sealed, and delivered the map. Right behind behind closed doors, nobody know about it. He just went ahead and he's doing his thing. He's just like this guy up at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They just doing their thing. They don't ask nobody, not concerned about nobody, just doing what they want to do. Hey, listen. So we still got to be involved. We got to be vigilant of what's going on, what's happening, be engaged, be informative of what's happening, be knowledgeable of what's going on with this vote. It's not over, y'all. I know it sounds like it is, but it's not over. We still can do things. We still can make some stuff happen. I know they're trying to shut things down. Cause like I said, he's put the map out already. He's put it out and it's there. And a lot of them started doing this after the Supreme Court just like gutted the Voters' Right Act, like just start chipping down on it. All these Republican governors and leaders, they started to throw these maps out here. Okay, so I got a few clips that I want to play just to encourage you, let you know that it's not over. And we know until it's over. All right. We know it's not over until it's over. So here's one clip I do want you to hear. They break it down a little bit. Just inform us of what we can do, what we can't do, what we need to do. All right. So pay attention to it.
Drove a stake through the heart of the Voting Rights Act of April 29, 2026, the Supreme Court drove a stake through the heart of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Now, let me tell you what that means, because what they are counting on is you not knowing. So in 1965, Black people did not just ask for the right to vote, they bled for it. Selma, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, Bloody Sunday. John Lewis's skull was cracked open on the concrete. Fannie Lou Hamer was beaten in the Mississippi jail for trying to register people to vote. Medgar Evers was assassinated in his own driveway. People gave their lives so that our vote would not just cast, but that it would also count. And so when Lyndon Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act that same year, it was a legal shield that protected Black political power from being engineered away. Now, let me explain exactly how they do it, because this is where people get lost. They don't take your ballot. What they do is they take the map. Every 10 years, after the census states redraw their congressional district, they decide which neighborhoods go into which district, and that decision determines who your representative will be. Now, in a fair system, if Black voters make up 40% of the state, then they should have real influence in roughly 40% of the districts. They should be able to elect people who actually represent them. But there are two tricks that they use to make sure that never happens. The first one is called packing. They take as many Black voters as possible. District. And that district gets one Black representative, and every district surrounding it becomes a majority white. So instead of Black voters having influence in 4 or 5 races, they have only influence in one. The second trick is called cracking. They take Black neighborhoods and they slice them apart like pie. They spread these voters across 5 or 6 different districts where Black people are always the minority. So their ballots get cast and swallowed. They never have enough concentrated power to elect anyone who represents their interests. So what do? First, we don't stop voting. Don't let them win twice. We vote in every election. Federal, state, local, school boards, judges, district attorneys. Right. Those local elections shape your daily life more than any presidential election. They can redraw the lines. They cannot redraw our power. Look at Asians. They have the lowest voter turnout of any group in this country, and yet they're among the most economically insulated because they practice collective economics. They buy from each other, they build with each other, they bank with each other, they protect each other with their dollars. So we need to support Black-owned businesses, open accounts at Black banks, invest in Black real estate, build Black wealth intentionally and unapologetically, because when they silence our votes, our economics must speak louder than our ballots ever could. This is Project 2025 in full effect. They told us exactly what they're going to do. Dismantle the protections, redraw the power, silence the communities that threaten their control. That's why they burned Tulsa. That's why they destroyed Rosewood. And every time we build something powerful, they find a way to tear it down. But we have the blueprint to make sure that never happens again. So let's work. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and
all right. Hey, listen, that's what we got to do. That's where it's at. Listen, it's not over. If it's ever a time that we need to come together as a culture, as a people, this is the time now. We got to fight back because they're not concerned about what's happening with us. They're not concerned if we have health care. They're not concerned if folks that's representing us. And a lot of times we sit idly by and allow this to happen, and we have no voice. Get mad with me if you want to. I don't know how many, if anybody this Sunday even spoke about what's going on with the Voting Rights Act in the pulpit. I know there's some that probably did. There's some that didn't. But me personally, this is me. You can get mad with me. I really don't care. That I think there's people in our congregations that's not informed. They don't really pay attention to TV. They really not being engaged. And a lot of times they sit in church and they're looking for information from the church. And if we're not informing them and letting them know what's going on, especially our older saints, they can get lost in the shuffle. I've always tried and talk to my senior saints to make sure they're up on what's going on, what's happening with their ballots, trying to get to the polls. Listen, y'all, this is not the time to just say, well, it ain't affecting me, or I'm good, or that's for other people, or oh, it is what it's gonna be. My vote don't matter. My vote don't count. This is not the time for that. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not the time for that. This is the time for us to stand up and be a force and fight. I mean, she mentioned something about supporting black-owned business. We got to do that. We got to do that. I watched sometime in my neighborhood. I watched sometime how the Jewish community they're gonna go to their restaurants. They're gonna patronize their people. They're going to do it on a regular every week. That's every week. And we got some black stores and black. I don't people. Oh well, they expensive. They're no expensive than some of the other stores that you spend your money in. So let's support black. Let's be on it. Hey, but we can win. We still can win. Listen to this clip, and we're gonna move on after this, y'all, because I want to give my guests all the time they need. I say that's the key vote, no matter what it is for. Nationally, right? We got to vote nationally, local, federal. We got to stand up and vote. You know, in 2016, you know, we did our thing. You know, we vote. We came out and vote. But this past year, you know, once again, I mentioned the other week that, you know, between 85 to 90 million people did not vote, and part of that 85 to 90 million was a lot of us that did not vote, because we're saying, oh, you know, the two evils of both sides. I don't care for either one of them. No, but one had policy, one didn't. Y'all may not like how she did or what she said or the way she said it or whatever, but look where we are now. Okay, they ran on Buddy in 1600 Pennsylvania. He ran on against her about war. Oh, she gonna make us war. She gonna take us war. She just want to be in war. She want to war. She want to be in war. She gonna have us fight in wars that we don't need to be in. What are we doing now? Because the people, in the words of Eddie Murphy, people fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Yes, they did. A lot of you fell for the banana in the tailpipe, thinking it wasn't going to be this way. It wasn't going to be that way. But gas price is almost $5. I don't want to hear, don't nobody pull out their back pocket about Biden. It was high in Biden. But remember, we was coming out of COVID. What's the excuse now? We're in a war. Spirit had to shut down because they can't afford the gases. And some of y'all crying right now about Spirit. I need to check on my sister because she was a Spirit advocate. That's all she was gonna fly, a Spirit. But some of y'all thought that's all you're in. Now you don't have Spirit. And a lot of times the government, I mean not the government, but the state could have helped and saved Spirit if they wanted to. You saving the other airlines and the places over in the other country, but here's a U.S. American business, American company, and you didn't choose to save them. Anyway, but we can win. We still can win, but we got to do this, y'all.
Everyone, so we knew it was going to happen, and it happened. The United States Supreme Court essentially gutted the Voting Rights Act. What does this mean? It means that now in all these different states, a lot of them in the South, these conservative legislatures are going to try to redraw the lines, redraw the maps around who can vote and who is going to be represented. What now is going to happen is it's going to be more difficult to challenge those laws that get passed that we know are intended to make it more difficult for you to have the representatives that you want at a local level, state level, and congressional level. And here's the bottom line. They may put all kinds of obstacles in. Let's not fall for it, because they know that the power is with the people. And they know that when people vote in their numbers, that's when change comes. This means checking your voter registration status. This means knowing where your polling place is. They will try to make it more difficult, but we cannot be deterred.
Right.
People ask me, Kamala, why are you optimistic? I'm optimistic because I know the power is with the people. And I know that we're not going to let anybody take our power from us. So let's get out there and let's fight.
All right, there it is. The fight is on, y'all. We just got to fight. We got to fight. We just can't stand idly by and let them take it and do what they want to do, how they want to do. But you know what? My white brothers and sisters, y'all not clear from this either. It's going to affect. It's not just going to affect. Let me say this. It's not just going to affect the black community. It's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect a lot of people. Okay. black, white, Hispanic, brown. It's going to affect a lot of people. All right. So what we have to do, we got to go vote. All right. Can we do that? All right. I'm done with that. We're gonna move on. I'm done with that. Hey, just remember this month. This month is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. This month is Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month. Hey, let's make sure we not only pray for our children, we protect our children, and we provide a safe place for our children. All right, let's do that, and let's remember. Let's watch out for our kids. Let's take care of our children. They are the future. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm so excited. I'm just listen to have tonight. I wanted to invite the out of the box to the South Florida Live podcast, and it happened. It happened. So tonight, y'all, it's about relationship goals on tonight. I know some of you don't may not want to get into it, but it's gonna happen. So let's do this. Let's do this. I want to bring them on because and I want to bring them on now. I think that we are good because I want to bring the lady, the one and only the lady. She is the real brains and the creator and the how I want to say it, the creator, the founder of this wonderful thing that she got going on with Out of the Box. Listen, I heard the last session that they had was just on fire. People walked away better, change, and that's what we're hoping tonight, that we'll that some lives will be changed on tonight. So I don't see her, but yeah, but I'm so excited. There we go. Yes. And the one and only, it's the lady, it's herself. She's
Hey,
an artist, she's a author, she's a host, she's all that. She's a entrepreneur, CEO, Lady Elaine D. Nelson. Good evening.
good evening. Hey, everyone. Hi, Elder Brown.
How you doing? How was your day?
My day was absolutely wonderful. I am doing good. I cannot complain. Thank you, sir, for
Don't do it.
asking.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, listen, thank you once again for joining us on this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking out your busy schedule, your time to bring the box to the South Florida Live podcast. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we got the bishop, y'all, with us tonight.
We sure do.
Get ready. Y'all listen. Y'all need to get ready. I'm telling y'all need to go tag some people.
Go tag somebody.
Tag somebody. Facebook,
Mhm.
YouTube, Instagram. Y'all go tag some folks. Matter of fact, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to get your phone and text them if you can. And let
Yes.
them know they need to tune in. Go to YouTube to the South Florida Live podcast.
hmm
Live podcast, and tune in, subscribe, check it out, because this thing for to get real good. Hey, listen, I got the bishop here with us. I got the bishop with us tonight, the one and only Bishop Wimley. God bless you, man. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good. Once again, congratulations on that Masters, man. Keep it rolling, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Long time coming, but I'm glad it's over.
But you got it done. All
Yep,
right.
yep.
Doctor's on the way.
Hopefully. I don't know, but yeah.
Yes, doctor is on the way. You're loading. It's loading.
Okay.
It's loading. Hey, listen, once again, thank you guys for joining us on tonight. We want to talk. We want to talk. I kind of deem this as kind of a relationship goal night. Strong relationship goals should be realistic, intentional, and rooted in that character. So we just gonna have a conversation on tonight if we can, if we can do that. So I really before we want to start from the beginning of anything that going into marriage. We just don't want to jump into marriage because we need some single folks to understand before you get married there are some things that you need to take care of, that you need to do.
True.
Can the church say amen?
True.
So let's deal with the singleness first. Let's talk that, and then their preparation season, because there is a preparation season for singles. This isn't just about finding the one. It's about becoming whole and ready. Because we say it all the time. I've heard Lady Lane say it don't make no sense to you to be messy and you bring your mess into a relationship, and you
absolutely
your mess.
Absolutely.
So let's dabble in that. Let's talk about emotional and spiritual maturity when it comes to singleness, knowing how to handle conflicts, rejections, and that growth part. Because I think sometimes the singles have an issue with that. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there are some emotional moments that are caught up in the midst of being single, taking that single journey.
Well, true, because what can bring on those emotional journeys too is when the honesty is not there and when the games are being played. So one person may when things are said and one person may be thinking something else, but the other person, they're not clear on what their intentions are for each other. So that's what brings on the emotion, when the intentions are not clear, and when you don't dig down into, okay, what are we trying to build here? Why are we here? What is the purpose of us being into this, what we're in? If that is not clear, from the beginning, then that's where the emotions come in at. That's my thoughts. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I got myself on mute. Because it can, if you don't regulate, if you don't deal with your emotions while you're alone, while you by
Right.
yourself, marriage won't fix it. Marriage won't fix it.
No.
Actually, marriage would probably expose it.
So to centralize your question, emotional and spiritual maturity, a person have to first deal with them first. All right. Understanding what their triggers are, understanding who they are, why they are, and what causes them to get uncomfortable, or what causes them to find their spark. It's almost like searching for yourself, of having your own identity before you put that whole body of you into possession of somebody else. And in order for you to have those type of spiritual and physical growth moments in your singleness, you got to go through each season. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to be okay with being alone. You have to be okay with identifying your strength and your weaknesses. You have to be okay with not fitting society's norms, or being controlled by a systematic clock, or being controlled around your environment, because your environment might be saying their season is for I'm outside, but your season might be you need to be by yourself, where you just focus on working on your emotional stability. That's from a mental perspective. Working on your financial sense, having financial literacy, understanding how you might be bad with money or you might be great with money. What are your investments? Really becoming an asset before you even bring somebody else in. Because my philosophy to this is you should already be a product that when somebody comes on, it's the elevation. It's not necessary.
Right.
You don't lose. There should be no subtraction. So even if somebody comes along, they're adding on to what's already there. And if they leave, it doesn't change nothing because you built that from by yourself, so that if somebody comes and goes, it doesn't dictate where you go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I've talked to a lot of people, male and female, and for some reason they have that issue that they can't, because you said it, they need to first check themselves. They need to first, and I always say you need to be able to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really know someone else until you know who you are.
Correct.
Like you said, Bishop, you got to know your triggers. You got to know what pushes you, what makes you go, what makes you don't go, what makes you up, what takes you up, what takes you down. And that's how you doing that, you got to spend time. It's okay to go to the movies by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's okay to go out to dinner by yourself. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I'll even add to that. I think culturally we have to look at singleness from a different lens. I think culturally singleness has been distorted in a negative way, and also it has been indoctrinated as a one lane type situation where it's the this is what singleness looks like, especially in the church. Me personally, the church teaches single people the horrible way to live.
They don't teach.
They don't teach. They just say don't do it. And I'm like, that's not helping somebody who's like, because I'm like, have y'all not read the Bible? Everybody in the Bible was not with somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, show them how to live it. So I think when people think about singleness, I always tell people, date without intent to move forward. Date with just finding out who you are, and date a different ethnicity, date a different race, date a different caliber of guy from what your daddy may be, your uncle may be, or date somebody that's not even in your field, your line of work.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes familiarity can actually prohibit you from growth and prohibit you from actually experiencing the joys of singleness. So you know what I'm saying? So then when you get with somebody, you kind of like, this ain't really it, you know?
This ain't what,
Hello.
You don't miss your identity and purpose.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because absolutely, with you being able to identify who you are before you can even, go in and what's your purpose? What's your purpose?
Yes. What's your purpose?
Go ahead.
And then I would say too is that before you can really know how you want someone to treat you, you have to first treat yourself that way. You have to first learn how to love yourself and be okay with being by yourself. Be okay with loving you. Be okay with going, like you said earlier, going to the movies by yourself. Be okay with dating yourself. Because I'll date myself in a minute. I could be at the job, be like, okay, Friday, let me get dressed, be real cute, and take myself to dinner, take myself to the movies, and be okay with that. Was I like that before? No. I had to learn to be that way. And when you be honest with where you are in your singleness, then that's when you learn to be okay. Because you have to learn to date yourself and be okay with dating yourself. And don't allow anyone to make you feel bad for dating yourself and being out with yourself. Yeah, and then what happens with our culture, we be so quick when we meet somebody, 2 weeks later or 2 days later, oh, that's my man, or that's my woman, or that's my That's my bae. No, I don't even know you. I don't know you. And then what happens is we forget how to create a healthy communication, a healthy, we say we want to bond with somebody, but then we run away from when the bonding gets too good, gets gets too thick for us. Gets too thick. No, get into those uncomfortable moments when you say you want to bond and get to know somebody. Get into those uncomfortable moments. Have those conversations. Whether they feel good or they don't, have those conversations. But you first have to date yourself, love yourself, and when you're getting with someone in your singleness, you got to write down your triggers first. And you have to be okay and say, listen, that's a trigger for me. I'm going to say it in a minute. That's a trigger for me. I don't like that. Let me explain to you why that's a trigger for me. And that person has to be okay with you expressing that to them and saying that to them.
Right. And I wrote this down. Y'all go with me if you think it's right. It said you should know who you are outside of a relationship.
Absolutely.
A partner should complement your purpose, not become it.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, because I think we have a tendency to, and I think it's by nature and also by deficiencies. That's one, and also by things that we lack. Everyone has a something that they're lacking in some type of relationship, something that they never experienced, so they crave for it. And our environment shapes how we think and even how we approach relationships. So most times we think that we want certain things. Case in point, when you're a single person, my dad did this, my dad did this, and you most hear young ladies say, my dad did this or my mom did this, right? And because you've seen that so much, you think you embody that lifestyle, that if it's supposed to be you, right? So when you get in a relationship, you look for all of those things in a person, not realizing that that is just some of the things that you experience, but not necessarily means you have to embody, because your life might not even require all of that with your mom and your dad.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we think sometimes we, male and female, have the tendency to put all of who they are inside of somebody and say, here I am, dude, here you go. And then when something, if a curveball is thrown and then it's time to get off the boat, you're looking like, what happened? You put all your money like that. You was never supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was you were supposed to come to the table as yourself as a whole and complement each other and let each other know, like, even if we go together, we're here. But even if we split, we're still two solid entities.
Right.
That it doesn't change that even if you leave or if I go, you lose nothing, I lose nothing. All we losing is just the connection. But the entirety of who our being is, that's not gone. Because it's not gone for several reasons, because we allowed the space to mature as we were dating or as we were talking. You know what I'm saying? We allowed that space to come into, fruition or whatever the case may be.
Talking for 2 weeks is not you're not engaged in a relationship. Talking for 2 weeks, you still collecting data.
Exactly.
This is the time that you're collecting data for a month. You're still collecting data for a month. When you're not like, but you may get somebody might say, okay, we've been talking for a month. Where we at right now? Huh? We're still collecting data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're still on this journey, but the journey got to be a purposeful journey. And that's you. I want to say this before I go to communication. What do you say? And I guess Lady E can probably answer this, but I hear a lot of young ladies say this. I've heard it before. What do you say to these young ladies that said, oh, well, you know what? I'm still a single child because I couldn't meet no man to meet my dad's expectation, how my dad was. They couldn't meet my dad's, you know what I'm saying? What do you say to those individuals that they feel like every man that they meet has to be their daddy and do the things that their dad did, and they're just at that level that if you can't do, and I understand now, I don't get it twisted. I understand as men, we're supposed to teach our young ladies to be, you know, at a level where they won't get played in. But also we got to teach them, you know, but anyway, what do you say to them when you hear make that comment?
Well, I would say is that it's kind of like twofold, because you want, if you had a father that treats you like a queen, okay, you want that man to treat you like a queen. But you have to realize and understand there's two different genres of times. There's two different genres of times. The older men did things a little bit different, and they did a lot of things that we as daughters didn't even know that were done and that were hidden. So yes, we want a man that, if we had those fathers that treated us with love and that treated us with queen, but for that to be said, it's not something that I would say. And if so, and if a young lady feels that way, I would ask why she feels that way, because I've heard it before. I would ask why. Why do you say that? What makes you say that? Why are you in that? But she has to leave the door open for the man to show her who he is. Because if you leave the door closed and think, you know, well, he's not like my father, you're gonna be by yourself until they lay you across the front of the church.
Right.
Because ain't no man gonna come. No one is gonna come near as my dad. And I don't want anyone to come as near as my dad. Right. I really don't. Because me and my dad had a unique relationship. So
I'm gonna ask brother Wimley. I know I'm gonna ask you as a man.
Because he over there itching. Yeah.
I know as a man with a daughter, and you know, you're gonna prepare your daughter, but what would you say to your daughter to keep her from having that, you know, that at that level, that mindset? What would you say to her?
I tell my own daughters, listen, don't look for no guy like me.
Right.
I have qualities. Yes, I'm going to possess and I'm going to express and exemplify characteristics of a man. But I look at this from a different lens and a different perspective. From reason being is because there's a difference psychologically. There's a difference between a dad's love and a companion's love.
Absolutely.
There's two different lenses. So and I personally don't think that a woman should look for their dad inside of a man, because there are some spaces that a dad has ruined that man can't fix. There are some things that the dad has done, he has scarred, and I don't think it's fair for him to have to try to fix something that I did. So I think when people take that mindset,
exactly,
it actually sabotages the opportunity and without giving that guy a fair opportunity to make his own mistakes.
Right.
Because he's held to my mistakes that he didn't do, right? Because at the end of the day, the daddy and as I stated earlier, as a point, the psychologicalness of it from the psyche perspective, a dad in a daughter's relationship is totally different.
Totally different.
A dad a girl in a dude's relationship. She's gonna be like, that's my dad. Mm-hmm. With him, bro, you could go on. And I'm
not calling you my daddy.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying? And so I think it's not fair to the guy.
No, it's not.
To be held for all the things that the daddy has done. That can be decades. You know,
Yes.
I just use that point. My dad, she might notice her dad say, you know what, my dad always worked, but he was never there. But she gonna make him feel like I need you around. No, just because your daddy wasn't there, don't put that on me. You know what I'm saying? Or things of that nature. I don't think that's fair, because there are some things, women and men, they don't have the capacity, those type of shoes to fulfill. And I think you're setting up for failure when you try to hold them or look for them, those type of things in the person. That's just my personal
no, that's great. I wanted to hear from both sides of that, because that's always been with me, and I quench when I hear young ladies say that.
Yeah.
And, I do address it with them. So I wanted to hear it from both sides. Now we want to shift. I'm gonna shift to communication skills.
Okay.
And that's for both. That's for marriage and singleness. Because if you don't get this right on both sides, there is trouble. So, because you got to learn to express needs, and this is one of the tough ones. You got to listen without defensiveness. And resolve disagreement respectfully.
Yes.
Not talking at each other, but respectfully. Now let's deal with the single aspects, because we said it. Even talking about this with the young ladies and what they say, that has to be in the conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
That has to be part of the conversation. Once again, the first couple of weeks or month, whatever, you're collecting data. So the more you chat, the more you share, and don't bring your representative. Leave the representative home. There's no representatives. Be who you are. And I say this all the time. Be who you are. Bring that real person. Not a representative. So the communication of a single person, Brother Wimberly, Dabble, share with us and tell us how important that is. And how should they progress that? Where should they start?
It's
Do you tell it all on the first night?
Absolutely not. I think character matters the most out of everything. I think you can start off any conversation, any type of intent of a relationship with honesty of what it is, whatever you want that type of relationship to look like, whatever you feel it should be. And as it pertains to communication, I think it's important and essential that people understand that there's several forms of communication. You communicate through touch, through verbal, through giftings. You can communicate all type of ways. And I think when you're engaging with somebody, especially in the beginning stages, I think it's important to be very direct from the beginning. Like what it is, not tell everything, but at the same time, put some type of dots out there. Put something out there, little baits every now and then to see where people's minds are. You know, if you're in something committed or if you're not, go ahead and tell it. What your expectations are, or what you may be expecting, or what you're willing to do. You know, announcing your triggers. What do you want this relationship to be? Because I think sometimes where we get in, we miscommunicate, because basically, like as I stated earlier, we only naturally want what we want based on how our perception has been perceived and how we've been groomed.
Right.
So I think when you're communicating, you have to tell people exactly what it is that you want or you don't want, and not always look for this is going to be a you and I intimate relationship where we make this exclusive. Where this might just be, we might just be food buddies. We might just like to go eat together. Or, hey, I don't like you like that. I just like talking on the phone. I don't want nothing. You know, but communicating that and stating that from the beginning and saying, hey, this is me. Who are you? How can, because at the end of the day, there's no perfect people, but I always say, what poison are you willing to deal with? You know what I'm saying? What aspect of somebody that what we usually say, oh, that's non-negotiable. And really, you be like, oh, you know what? I can kind of deal with that. It's not a breaker, but because you communicated to me and you've given me options to navigate through this.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? If you're giving me options to navigate through this, then I can work with this. But if you just telling me and I ain't got no option, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So
yeah. And I totally agree with that, because from straight off, just that's why I say just be who you are, be yourself, because now you give me the opportunity, the options to say, yeah, it's another one, or it ain't happening again. I'm just saying that's why we just got to be true to when we're out, when we're communicating and we having no dialogue. Now I'm gonna shift, but I'm gonna give this to Lady E. Let's talk about healing from the past wound, and that's on both sides. And I'm gonna get into, when you express, I'm gonna get into some questions, but that's on both sides. That can be a hindrance for singleness to continue on, and that can be a problem for the old married couples that has been there, but you just put a band-aid over it and end up getting married.
Well, one thing we have to understand is that you have to want to be healed. Some people don't want to be healed. They want to stay in the same repeated cycle and want to feel that same pain all the time. So you have to dig deep within yourself to say whether you want to be healed or not from your past. Here's what I often say: it happened, deal with it, be honest about it, and move forward for what's better. Because what can happen is if you close off your heart, if you close off your heart to what's could possibly be next for you, you'll miss it, because you don't want to heal. Healing is intentional for you, not the other person.
Say that again.
You have, first of all, you have to forgive yourself for being in that situation. You have to forgive yourself for not listening to your heart, because sometimes we find ourselves in situations that we knew we had no business being in, but it's because of what we wanted to do and how we wanted to be in that. So you have to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be in that situation. I can say this because it's what I do for me. I forgive myself for being in the situations that I had no business being in, and realize, you know what? I put myself in that when I should not have been in that. And then say, okay, Lane, this is what you need to heal from. And then too, what we're so afraid of is writing down the fact that we made a mistake.
Wow.
Like, I made that mistake. I did that. We always want to say, no, they did. What they did. No, what did you do while you were in that situation? How did you handle yourself and conduct yourself in that situation? And the reason I can say that is because these are the conversations that I have with all three of me: Elaine, Denise, and Punchy. Yeah. I have those conversations with all three. Lane, what did you do? Denise, why was that? Punchy, how mad did you get in that situation? So when you, excuse me?
Yes.
When you learn to be honest with yourself and forgive yourself as to why you were in that situation, then you'll learn to heal. You can't always put it on someone else. No, what did you do? And be honest with yourself. Write that thing down. Write it down. I have a whole journal. Elaine, no, this is what happened. This is why it happened. And this is how you got yourself caught in that situation. You have to learn how to heal within first and not say you're healing and know you're not healing. Not just say it to sound good and you're not doing it.
So, what do you say? Either one of you, Brother Wimley or Lady E, what do you say to a person that say, "I need help with a closed heart to love"?
Mm.
What do you say to a person that says, "I need help with a closed heart to love"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that's loaded.
Yeah.
That to me says the person has to do some individual soul searching.
Yeah.
There's something about them that they're uncomfortable with. And because they're uncomfortable, there's a disconnect somewhere within them that's causing them to not to be able to communicate with themselves to better further communicate with the other person. So that will require that person to do some internal soul searching.
Yes.
Why aren't you able to love? Do you love yourself?
Right.
What has caused you to get to this point? What have you experienced? What has your vision, has your mental, has your what part of you has been violated to the point to where you no longer can love from a pure place, but love from a mechanical place? You see what I'm saying? You could say love, but from a real place, it's a thing. It causes you to continue to fight. But when it's mechanical, that's when you know I'm just here doing it, just cause. So I think that person has to do something internal, and it may be from childhood trauma. It could be from past relationship trauma. It could be some anything that they experienced that caused them to be in this position. But I think ultimately they have to have this relationship. They have to have this self come to Jesus meeting with themselves and be like, hey, I got to figure this out, because if I'm not able to love myself, right, I can't love somebody else for real, for real. You see what I'm saying? Because love comes with a whole lot of baggage, if that makes sense. It comes with a whole lot of uncomfortable things that you might have to endure with. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're not able to endure it with you, it's gonna be impossible for you to endure it with somebody else.
Because my thing is when I read that is that there's something some things that they experience that they're holding on to someone that they're holding on to.
True.
And they say, even though they say they've closed their heart to love, they're still loving that person. They don't want to admit it, because why I say they still love them, because they haven't let go. If you definitely at the point where you released and you came up, you said it's a mind thing. You got to check yourself, where you come to the point where you said, you know what, I can't do this to myself anymore. Because you're abusing yourself.
Yeah.
If you're trying not, if you can't experience love, that means you're abusing yourself. That means you don't even love yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
close the door to love, you close your heart to love. How are you loving yourself? How are you loving you?
I think it ultimately, looking from an outer lens, from a different lens of it, I think it ultimately comes down to, especially when you mention about that person is holding on to something, sometimes, and it goes back to what we originally said from the beginning, where allowing that person to feed an area of deficiency that you didn't have control over. So when that person is no longer feeding that deficiency, it disables you. You know what I'm saying? It disables you from being functional it disables you from actually being authentic and learning how to love, because that very thing that you put your all into is what begin to control all of you. You've made it you, and not without, you made it you, and not realizing that you needed that person to actually help you get to a place where you can be self-sufficient. But because it was feeding you and you didn't never experience it, you're feeding this deficiency. Now you at this place where you like, what do I do?
Lady.
Yeah, I'm writing some things down over here. So to that, first you have to, what I wrote down. First, you have to give yourself permission to heal. That's one. Permission to heal. Address the fear of why. Address the fear of why your heart is closed. Understand why you allowed your heart to be closed to love. Talk it out. And I'm talking about with a therapist or someone that you can trust that can help you to love again. And like I said, you got to love yourself first. Then there's something that happens also. I wrote down, are you continuing to make yourself available to that person that hurt you? Are you continuing to make yourself available to that person? We could think that we are not making ourselves available to that person, but then we are. So you have to take back your control of saying, you know what? That hurted. You can't just text me like that and I'm gonna jump in and answer your call just like that. You can't call me and I'm gonna answer your call right away. Because what you're doing is you're continuing to add on to the hurt that you received from that person. That's male or female. No, I'm going to stop you. I'm not going to respond to your text quick like I used to. I'm not going to call you back or answer. Because why? I'm taking back my space. I'm taking back my heart. I'm healing within is what I'm doing. And also, hold on. Also, I wrote down this last thing because I don't want to lose it. Also, in relationships, and it was said earlier, if you're in a relationship and then you find yourself losing yourself in that relationship and not having a space to be you, that's how the hurt becomes so significant to you. Because what you do, you've made that person your God and you lose who you are. So that's why it hurts so much. Go ahead, Bishop Wimberly.
Wow.
Now I have one question, because I be thinking. So I have one question to all of that. So if we're coining the hurt, the love, and the relationship. So we got hurt, love, relationship. Those are three entities. Could it be that partial of the reason why we're hurt is because we went into it with the wrong expectation?
Yes,
Of the connection?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
the reason why I asked that is because, and as you stated earlier, sometimes we could be the cause of our own hurt because we went into this relationship with the same mindset as to what we want and not necessarily what it needs to be. And I think sometimes we can live in a delusional phase and be thinking that this is supposed to be more than what it is. Like, no. This is what it is. And I think we set ourselves up, male and female, for that hurt, to be we open up the door for that hurt. So I just want to ask that question.
And you know what? To add to that, Emily, is that you keep opening up that door to the hurt, and you keep opening that door up to the hurt.
Yeah.
From one to the next one.
Yeah.
To the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start saying, you know, why nobody, you know, they treat me this way, but you're not saying
why did I allow it?
But,
yeah.
But
why did I change?
Change, yeah.
Because what they say, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same result, and don't happen. That's insanity.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
So you keep doing the same thing. Somewhere in there, you got to think in your mind and yourself. Once again, I don't want to go through this abuse. I need to check myself, because you said it, Lady E. It's not always the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's me. Sometimes
it's me. Yeah.
Who I am. Some things I need to change about me, and sometimes I didn't spend enough time with me to recognize that. Oh, I'm jacked up right there. I'm messy in that area. It ain't that person. That's, oh wow, I really do that, because I've told some people, they were like, I share with, and they be like, oh, I really do that. And then a couple of days later, they come like, you know what? You're right. I caught myself doing it. But it's sometimes we don't want to admit that it's us. And we said it, that we need to change. We need to adjust to make itself better and get out of that abusive state, that I'm just lying in this abuse and I'm so used to it. This is just how every man that I've met, every man that I've talked to have treated me. So it's them, not me. So I'm done with it.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna change, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm done with it. I tell you what, I'm just ain't gonna love nobody.
And then too, that comes from not wanting to be by ourselves. Come from not wanting to be by yourself, not learning how to be by, and I could talk about me, and I'm okay with talking about me, because I've these, yeah, because I've always had a house full of people, a house full and a house full and a house full and a house full, until I had to learn, Lane, it's okay to be by yourself. And until that right person that is going to be serious enough to say, yeah, I want to be with you. I want to make you mine. I want to get to know you for true, for who you are. I want to other than that, I'm good. Because I'm learning me.
I think it goes back down to if you are receiving the same thing and you're encountering and experiencing the same thing, it all goes back down to, what are you communicating when people meet you?
Yes.
What are you?
Yes.
Like, what? Something about you exuding. Something about you is attracting the same thing.
The same thing. Yep.
And if it continues to keep coming up, you can't tell me everybody the same. You know, right. that means you're bringing something to you. So what are you communicating? Because a lot of times we don't know that we're communicating something just by how we dress, how we talk, how we look, how we just respond. That is all a form of communication. Like I tell people all the time, people see you before you open up your mouth. What are you communicating? How is your mind? Like, your mind tells a lot about you, not just in the moment. It tells about you, but how you think 5 to 10 years from now. Like,
but
what are you communicating?
But also, too, people can also make the assumptions, because it's been done to me. Like someone said recently, oh, you look like the type that you just want to get married right away. And I was like, no, that ain't, that's not it. That's not it. And I said to them, I said, that wasn't the case the last time, because I said, hey, leave me alone if you ain't going to be, anyway. But
that was
but no, they went on their way, and I'm good. So He talking about an icebreaker. No, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good in that area over there. So no, it's people can make assumptions of what they think you want and what they think you need. No, no, don't make assumptions. Ask the questions. Get to know somebody. Have the conversations first, like we said earlier. And I like what you said, Tony, about what do you portray? What are you giving? And then, okay, I digress.
We listen. We got to do this again. We got to do this again. It's never enough time. But I'm gonna close out on this question. I think it's for both singles and marriage couples. How do you explain to your spouse or your partner, your relationship partner, that you don't like or trust some of their friends?
They gotta tell me why. I want all details why. Cause I have a whole village. I have an entire village, and I have to explain to people that want to be in my world. Like, listen, I come with a whole village, and you have to understand that I am the community's auntie, the community's godmother. But when it's time for you and I, that's where we are, because that's how I built that. But they gotta tell me why you don't trust them. Why is it no? They the one with the issue because they don't trust themselves with their friends. Hello, you don't trust yourself with your friends, because I have several male friends and none of them don't disrespect me because that's how I walk. I walk with respect. No, we're not doing that. Why you don't like them? Tell me why. Why you don't like them? You got to come up with why. Cause oh, thank you. Wait. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I say. For me, I have 3 male best friends, and they're not going anywhere. The last time I got rid of them, all hell broke loose. Oh, I can't sit down on him. All stuff broke loose. So they're not going anywhere. And we don't talk every day. We don't talk every month. But they know if I text and say, hey, I got an emergency, there's an emergency. But I explain that up front. They're not going nowhere.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, and I'm gonna take the back end of it. What you got?
The sarcastic me gonna be like, they want your friends from the beginning, so I don't know why you don't like them now.
Why you don't like them? They ain't none of your friends. They mine.
I do think there needs to be communication. There has to be
yes. Yes. Why?
Why? Because there may be a misconception, there may be a misunderstanding of something. But if you communicate why your friends are in your life, I think that will solve a lot of problems.
Absolutely.
Because every friend serves a different purpose.
Absolutely.
And I say that from this lens because I tell people all the time, just because you get with somebody, that person you with don't fulfill everything. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's a whole.
That's the mental part of my brain.
What I'm saying, like, I think that's what people don't understand. There's different forms of relationship, and there's different things that people need that one person can't solve.
Yeah.
If one person could solve everything, trust me, you
can't do it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And in every friend, there was a part in everybody's life. Certain friends held this. You know, there are friends who are there, friends who's always consistent, who show up, who there. They know the family. You know,
absolutely.
There are friends who you meet over, you know, just now randomly, and you be like, hey, I know you're good hanging out, buddy. But just communicate why you don't like them.
Communicate why you don't like them. Yeah, because see, even like I was saying about my best friends, there are 3 males. One is a philosopher. He's gonna talk to the philosophers. He's gonna talk philosophy to me. One gonna cuss me out and talk to that side of the brain. The other one gonna give me all but Bible. All of them in the church, but they, you know, Two of them are pastors, and one of them is he just raw. So they all no. They all talk to those three people of me.
But it has to be communicated from day one of my friends. And now I'm gonna go another kind of view on it. Whereas, like you say, you got to tell me why. But also, if I got a friend, you got to make sure they know that this friend.
Absolutely.
I've had situation where I had a bestie and was dating someone, but I can be on the phone with the bestie as I'm in their present, and the first thing they're gonna do is say, "Hey, let me talk to them." So now they grab the phone, conversate, da. Now that kind of kills some misnomer that I'm hanging up now when I get there to the house.
Right.
So you got to be careful with that part of it.
True.
That person, whoever the friend is, you got to make sure that you make them, your friend, comfortable with
absolutely, absolutely,
and not make them like they got to scratch their head because you on the phone with them, but every time they walk up, you hang up.
We're not doing that.
Friend, if they're your friend, you should be able to have a conversation.
We having a conversation.
That person,
yeah,
that I'm having a con. Oh, this so and so. Hey, hey. Once again, they need to know who your friends are.
That's right.
Now, if you got some messy friends, you got to be real about them. And
absolutely,
messy friends.
True.
Because you might have a male friend. You a male. You got a male friend, and might be peeping at your friend.
Yeah.
That might be one of the issues. I was trying to read into the question, and that might be something that they probably done seen, or the person tried them, or whatever. So if that's the case, that has to be dealt with. But that's broad. That's a real broad, thing. But like you said, you got to tell me.
Tell me why you don't like my friends. Why you don't like my friends?
I hit on you. Why you don't like my friend? What's up?
Right. Right.
So, yeah. Hey, listen, y'all. Y'all been locked into the South Florida Live podcast. Out of the box is here. Full effect. Full effect. We y'all had to come back. Y'all had to come back because we really ain't even get to the marriage people.
Right.
To be honest. I mean, we dabble with them a little bit, but we haven't even got to the marriage folk. So I don't know when. I know y'all schedules are tough, but I'll reach out to y'all. And we got to do this again. I'm serious. I'm so serious. If y'all good with it, I'm putting y'all on the spot. Everybody in the comment section, make a comment. Yeah, they need to come back. Tell them, put it in the comment section. Say, yeah, they need to come back. So yeah, we got to do this because we haven't even dabbled really in the marriage area, and that's that's something that's an area that needs to be talked about. I was talking with a guy married today, and they haven't, so I asked him, I say, what you're not doing that you were doing?
Yeah.
What
absolutely
that you were doing?
Don't change in the middle of the stream.
Yeah. How many times you go to an office now? Because before y'all got married, you was there you'll be there like 3 times out of the week.
Right.
Don't change on me.
You'll be there for lunch. In their office.
Don't change on me.
So have that change. Anyway. So there are some areas right there that we need to talk about. All right. Hey, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bishop, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Lady E, always a pleasure to have you on. Until the next time, y'all, I appreciate y'all. We're going to do this again. Hey, y'all ain't writing nothing in the comment section. Y'all that's viewing, in the comment section right now, in the sections, tell them that they got to come back. Put it in there. They got to come back. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings to y'all.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Y'all been locked in too bad. I told you this was gonna be good. We're gonna bring them back. Y'all want them to come back? Tell me something in the comment section right now. Let me know that y'all want them back, because we'll bring them back. We're gonna bring them back anyway. Hey, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the show, hit me up on my email, on the email address. If you enjoyed the show, enjoyed this episode, let us know. Hit me up and give me some insight of some things that you would like us to discuss, or some topics that you would like to hear us talk about. You can hit me on in the email. Drop me an email real quick. The South Florida Live. Where'd it go? The South Florida Live Podcast at gmail.com. The South Florida Live Podcast at gmail.com. Hit me up. I appreciate everyone that joined us on this evening. Just joined us on the evening. Come back. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Wimley. Come back. Yeah, I want them to come back. That's joined us on this evening. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for just being with us. Don't forget, on Thursday, we're back on Thursday. Thursday evening. Join me on Thursday evening. It's Thriving Thursday. Come and join us on that Thursday evening, okay? Hey, listen, thank you for coming on once again. I appreciate you guys. And as I always say, listen, let's go vote. Let's go fight. Let's do what we need to do. Turn around and tell somebody. Make sure that you're registered. Make sure you know where your polling station is. And let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make this thing happen. All right. God bless you. Peace and blessings to you. I'll pray for you. Y'all, please keep me in your prayer. And we're going to watch God change all this stuff around. All right. God bless.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.